Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DiPietro and Bob Zagami.
And welcome to RVing in New England. It's going to be a truly great show tonight. I hope you all got the pre-show video. And want to welcome my special guest tonight. I know he looks familiar, but he's on the other side of the table now, Mr. John DiPietro, as we focus on his fourth annual Massachusetts to Florida, and he's going down to Key West. His tour, his 2026 tour, and we certainly appreciate the sponsors that have signed on so far to the tour. Campers Inn, Woodall's Campground Magazine, RV Business, and of course, RVing in New England. So, Mr. DiPietro, welcome to my show.
Well, thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here. I've heard so many great things about the show that it's always been one of the bucket list items in my career to be appearing on RVing in New England, and I'm looking forward to it. And it's interesting that you had that storm segment up just before the intro, because it's ironic that we have a special Florida show when about an hour from now we're expecting another batch of wintry mix coming in here to New England. You're there with short sleeves. I had two fleeces on. I've got one on right now. And, the first thing we should do is we can find out more about Florida because our friend Walter Swenson is joining us direct from the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa. And also, Todd Emerson is probably joining us from Boston. Actually, if you look closely, Bob, in that picture behind you, you might be able to see Todd Emerson right over your left shoulder in that
Possibly.
picture at the Boston show.
I think that looks more like the Campers in display. Let's see what we got here for early comments. Walter Swenson has joined us, an evening all from the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa. Walter, if you want to come on for 5 minutes, I can send you a link. Todd Emerson is joining. I think these guys all want to see what everybody's talking about the other guys. I'm going to tell you what, we never plan this stuff. So Todd and Walter, I'm going to send you a link if you want to come on live. You don't have to. If you're not dressed for the occasion, you certainly do.
We know Walter. And we want to get Walter's got to give a weather report. Chilly here with rain and lows of 30 on Friday. Now, the other thing that Walter said, he posted something earlier when he showed up at the campground, the camping area at the fairgrounds. He said he was set up in about 8 minutes and he's used to taking an hour. And I said to him, Walter, welcome to motorized travel versus travel trailer travel, because he could go in there, maybe run I don't know if he's got jacks on his or not, but he can level in 5 minutes. I don't think there's any hookups where he's at, but
my email is not working, believe it or not. It's not picking up my email. So let me do this. I'm going to put it out there. I don't want everybody joining in live because I can see you in the lobby, but I will.
Well, while Bob is doing that, I want to let you know that we are gearing up a little over 2 weeks from now. We head to Florida, and we got in our unit on Saturday, and started it up and unhooked it and drove around for a little bit, and everything's going. The generator's going, the engine's going, everything. Oh, Walter, you have electric. I didn't know that. But we're ready to hit the road.
Well, in recognition of the right way to take care of a motorhome or travel trailer, people love to complain, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. There's preventive maintenance that if you're going to make an investment in an RV, then you're going to be expected to do the preventive maintenance. And John is going down there in a motorhome that is now 14 years old.
19. It's a 2007.
2007.
2007. Yeah, I got it in 2008. The body is 2008, but the chassis is 2007.
So
But
let me ask our fans: have you ever known anybody to keep an RV for almost 20 years? And John's looks, he does a wax job on it. It looks every bit as good as the day he got it. But and how many miles, John, are on there now?
148,300.
Yeah. So do you know anybody that's held one that long, or anybody that's put 120,000 miles on a motorhome? So that's testimony to how you are supposed to take care of your RVs.
Yeah.
So Walter has electric. Same year.
Winnebago, yeah.
Our Winnebago. Walter just bought a Winnebago motorhome. Yeah. Dante doesn't know anybody that does that.
Well, the whole thing is, for many, many years, I kept it. In fact, up till the last 2 years, I've kept it indoors in the winter. I paid the extra money to keep it indoors in the winter. But
Right.
then I figured out one thing. The sun does just as much damage, if not more damage, to an RV than the cold weather. And luckily we have Ryan Hadley. Luckily we have Matt Fuller to help out with any things that go wrong with it. But the key to the whole thing, and even our friends down at Major's RV will tell you, you got to keep checking those roof cracks because once water starts seeping in. So every spring and fall, we put somebody up on that roof. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore. I don't go up on the roof. Once I hit 65, I said, let's have somebody else do that. But it's so important.
So let's kick off the show and bring.
Oh, hey.
So Bernie.
Hey, how are you?
RV coming in as one of the sponsors of the tour. Bernie, what does somebody like a Campers Inn like to get out of one of John's tours? What's the value? And we certainly appreciate you coming back every year. What do you think?
I think it's just letting people know that we do participate in our community, right? So John's going on this trip, and he's traveling through a lot of our dealerships, which is really nice. He's going to give us some plugs and everything, but Campers Inn does spend a lot of time and money participating in community in general, whether it be the Jacksonville hockey team or care camps, or there's so many other things. I mean,
Jaguars, local stuff. Yeah, they certainly do, and I think for the most part that's true of most of our RV dealers. They like to. I know Hemlock Hill does a great job. Cold Springs does a great job giving back to the community, the people who support your business. John, what's your objective in 2020?
Here's the thing. Oh, there's Chris Andro. Hi, Chris. The thing is this.
Where's Chris? I don't see Chris.
Chris is there.
709.
Chris Andro.
Said hello to everybody. Yeah.
The key to the whole thing is when they come on as a sponsor, they get a lot of promotional consideration. So with Campers Inn, they'll get this show, mentioned on this show for 8 weeks, as well as when we go down there, we stop in Selma, North Carolina, which is right near Raleigh, and we stop at that store and we de-winterize. Okay. And then we head down a little bit further. Sometimes in Jacksonville, we stop off to say hello to Ben and Jeff. In other years, we have gone to the Daytona 500, where Larry Peter takes care of us, and we get to see the Daytona 500 from Bob, you and I, we sat up on top of the pit box one year.
On top of the pit box. Hope to do it again this year. And Chris is over at Vero Beach soaking up the sunshine. I don't think he's going to get the weather that we're going to get on the west side. What's your forecast over in Vero Beach, Chris? And are you going over to the show, or are you just going to sit on the beach with a glass of wine and relax?
If he's on Vero, he's on the East Coast.
That's what I said. I don't think the East Coast is going to get the weather that we're going to get on the West Coast.
Yeah. Walter says he didn't get a link.
No, Walter and Todd, if you're still on, I sent you the link up above in the chat because I was having trouble with my email and I didn't want to screw around with it for a long time. So check
Well,
that. I don't
yeah.
see any of them in the
Chris
lobby.
brought his mother down for the winter. And you know what? We're gonna see this tape coming up when we did a tape with the people who own Boyd's Campground, and it's a family-owned campground in Key West. They have about 200 spots, family-owned, 60 years old, and his grandfather started it. And the thing is, last year when we were down at Hemlock Hill for the grand opening of the new building, we got to meet Chris's mom. And she was an absolute breath of fresh air. And, so much fun, because interesting part about Hemlock Hill is that they started as a campground and then became an RV dealership, where like Cold Spring has both, but you don't usually see that. Slight chance for snow in Tallahassee on Sunday. Walter, what's going on here? Well,
and Dante's going to be in Tampa tomorrow for the show.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any numbers yet on what the attendance was today. But in speaking to Dave Kelly before the show, this is Dave's last show. He's resigning. He's retiring from the Florida RV Trade Association. So he's very optimistic that they might be able to break records this year.
Yeah. So what we're doing, you asked the question, what's my goal here? Well, we have a sponsorship. We want to give them more than they expect. So what we're doing now is, with Campers Inn recent acquisition of Lazy Days, which, if anybody has ever been to Lazy Days in Tampa, Florida, Seffner, Florida, just outside of Tampa, it is an RV lover's heaven. And they must have 2,000 or 3,000 units on display there, and they have a campground. And what Campers Inn was smart enough to do is open the campground again. They had closed it for a while with the other people that were running the company, but they've opened that campground. So we're going to stay there for 2 or 3 nights sometime in early February, do a show from there on Wednesday night. Then we'll visit some other Campers Inn locations. So but the cool thing is, we're working with the convention and visitor with visitfloridakeys.com, and they've hooked us up with Boyd's, and we're going to see a lot of other Florida Keys attractions. The other thing with Key West is that it's tight traffic wise for RVs. So luckily, what we'll be able to do is park our RV at Boyd's. And
Chris brought his mother down for the winter.
Yep, we'll have a golf cart to go around Key West.
Let's do this, because we get a really tight schedule. Let's bring Walter up for the weather forecast.
Walter,
yes.
Hey, Walter.
Right?
Walter, there's an opening for a meteorologist over at Wink News.
Now I wouldn't go work there.
If you want to. Unbelievable. The most popular meteorologist in Florida, they fire him. Not only they fire him, they didn't even let him go on the air that night to say goodbye to his fans after 10 years. And the guys, the social media backlash is unbelievable. Then what do they do when they go live this week? They have a whole brand new studio, whole brand new building, whole brand new studio, but Matt Devitt's not there. And it is a mess.
Walter, how do you like the ease of setup with a motorized product versus a travel trailer? Isn't that amazing?
It's great. They had us. We're just in a big field, but they pointed us and said, "Hey, go park over there, right there next to the generator." And I looked at the levels, and we were perfectly level. Ran the cord, and we were basically done.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you near the amphitheater?
We're on the back side of that, outside the gates. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was traffic?
How many days are you going to be at the show, Walter?
What was that, Bob?
How many days are you going to be at the show?
We're staying here until Saturday morning.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Did you go in today?
No, we didn't. I had a couple of meetings for work.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Don't let work interfere with fun.
Yeah. How can?
Oh no.
Supposed to be camping. Hey, come on.
I gotta mix the two occasionally.
So
where
what is
are
your
you
forecast up here? I didn't think that Tampa was going to get what we're getting down here in Southwest Florida. What's your forecast?
Well, we were having rain a little while ago, and then it looks like it's cleared up. It's dark, so it's kind of hard to tell, but it's cooled off a lot, and we were just told that it's probably going to be close to 35 on Friday morning. With wind chills will be in the upper 20s, low 30s, and then they were just talking. Dennis Phillips was just saying there's a chance of snow in Tallahassee on Sunday.
Well,
we're warmer than Donna here.
Donna can't hide. She's behind your left shoulder. Hi, Donna.
She can't hear you, but she's not. She's over there.
Hi, Donna.
I could see it. Is somebody else with you behind your shoulder?
Nope.
Right behind you? Okay.
Nope.
Are you sitting at the dinette or are you in the passenger seat?
I'm at the dinette. Yep.
Well, our forecast tomorrow.
Is there a ghost there?
Was that generator not working?
In the low 50s and torrential rain and winds up to and maybe 60 miles an hour.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
we're not. We had heavy rain for a short time, but nothing like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's. I'll tell you, I've been here 4 years and I haven't seen that kind of weather at all.
Snow in Tallahassee. That's crazy. Yeah. So, Walter, what are you going to be looking for when you and Donna go through?
We've got a couple of accessories we're looking for, and to be honest, we're looking at the new rigs to see what they're doing, and trying to evaluate whether or not there are things we like that we could potentially retrofit or fit into the existing motorhome.
Because you've had that for a year now, or not quite?
Not quite a year yet.
Not quite a year yet. So you're not ready to move on that. I mean,
no.
Did you do a lot of engineering, re-engineering on that?
Yeah, we're working on it. We did a lot of cleaning. It was not the cleanliness was not where what should have been, but we had a new roof put on with Jim and the guys down in
New England RV roof.
New England RV roof, and so we don't even think about it when it rains out. And we had them put all new fantastic vents on just to make sure that we had good airflow. And we've just been doing a little bit of carpentry work and things like that. Nothing major. We got a good deal on it. Mechanically, it's absolutely rock solid, and just having a good time finally.
How many miles?
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah. We got about 48,000 miles on it.
Been nowhere.
Yeah,
so anyway,
well, thank you for joining us tonight, Walter.
Anytime.
Any last minute words of wisdom for people that might be in the fairgrounds ready to go to the show tomorrow?
Enjoy yourselves. Supposed to be beautiful for the most part tomorrow, a little cloudy, but that'll help keep the temperatures comfortable for most people, I think.
Comfortable shoes, hydrate.
Comfortable shoes.
Hey, Bob, I say the hell with comfortable shoes. Rent one of those things that we rented.
Little scooters, the
little scooters a couple of years
ago. Donna's scooters on the back of the motorhome.
Okay, There you go. I mean, it was only $40 for the whole day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was worth it.
And they charge an arm and a leg for the golf carts.
Right.
All right, Walter, have a great show. And
thank you, guys.
Walter, listen tonight because we're going to. We've got an interview that we did with Boyd's Campground. So if you ever get to the Keys, we'll have a connection for you down there to be able to find a good place to stay.
Sounds good.
That's a fantastic campground. In fact, thanks, Walter. Drive safe.
Take it easy, Walter.
Yep.
And so let's go to that. Why don't you set that up and I'll find it here.
Okay. Well, Bob's setting that up. Here's how this happened. We are going to meet our granddaughter is going to fly down her first solo flight. Now, she's not flying the plane. She's going to be a passenger in the plane. A big plane that's going to say Delta or JetBlue on the side. She's going to fly right from Worcester into Fort Lauderdale, and then we're going to scoot down to Key West. And we call the Key West, visit keywest.com. And no, visit floridakeys.com. And they're like a convention visitors bureau. And they hooked us up with Boyd's and all the other attractions around there. So today we had an opportunity to talk to the third generation general manager of Boyd's Campground. His name is Sean Hamilton. Even though I call him the wrong last name, I call him Sam Boyd. I think that's the guy that owned the casinos out in
I think so.
out in Las Vegas. But
Right.
they're a 60-year-old campground. They've got 250 spots right directly on the water, actually on a peninsula on the water. Very similarly run to our friends at Normandy Farms. So,
Okay.
Bob?
So we'll do Sean, and then I've got a very short video that they sent me on the check-in process. But this place looks fantastic. So without further ado, Sean Hamilton.
Thanks, Bob, and hi, everybody. We are in the midst of a great conversation tonight about the Florida Tour 2026, which is happening in just a couple weeks. And one of the key attractions that we're going to be stopping at during our Florida tour is as far away from New England as you can get and still be in the continental United States, I think, and Key West, Florida. And we're going to be at Boyd's Campground. And with me now is Sean Boyd, who's a third generation general manager. And Sean, welcome to RVing in New England.
Hey, John, thanks for having me. It's Sean Hamilton. It's Boyd Hamilton's park, and we appreciate you having us on.
Did I call you the wrong name?
Sean Boyd, but that's all right.
Well, Boyd was
We
your
can
what?
edit it.
Your grandfather?
Boyd Hamilton started the park, so that was his first name.
Okay, that's so funny because usually parks are named after last names.
Sure. No,
But whatever.
I've been called worse.
So tell me about the park, because it's certainly iconic that whenever an RVer talks about Key West, they always say something about Boyd's.
Yeah, I love that, John. Boyd's was founded in 1963. We currently have 200 RV sites, 50 tent sites, handful of RV rentals, tiny houses, 4 bathhouses on site, an arcade, laundry facilities, lounging beach, temperature-controlled pool, Cuban food truck, 30 boat slips. I feel like we've got it all for a Florida Keys camping experience.
You say you mentioned a lot of different accommodations. So if a person's an RVer and wants to come to Key West but doesn't have their RV with them, they can still enjoy the RV lifestyle at Boyd's without having have their unit with them, right?
Correct. I think over the last few years, we've seen a growth in the market of customers looking for an outdoor hospitality experience, but haven't made the leap to owning an RV. We've added RV rentals and tiny houses that, a customer might be able to fly into our airport and take a 5-minute Uber ride over to our place and stay with us. Some customers elect to bring down their boats and keep a boat here on site. Hard to bring down the RV and the boat in the same trip. So they'll bring down the boat and stay in one of our RV rentals.
Okay. So when you think of Key West, you naturally think of Mallory Square as kind of like ground zero where all the action takes place. How far are you from there? And also, tell us a little bit about some of the other activities that people can enjoy at Boyd's if they're not into going into town.
Sure. I mean, starting with, amenities and activities here on site. We have a really special community here in our winter months where we're catering to a lot of snowbirds who are escaping the cold winter months up north. That community helps put together activities like arts and crafts, water aerobics, potlucks, some kayak tours. And, some of these guys have been staying with us for 40 plus years. They've made Boyd's a community and a place for people to make memories at. Key West is obviously a destination, and, we're very lucky to be about 5 miles from downtown Key West. Key West is going to be a perfect tropical vacation destination for just about everybody. The weather's warm and mild most of the year. It's safe. It's got attractions for all ages. Duval Street and Mallory Square obviously has, like a lot of memories, and it has the name appeal. But there's a lot of history in Key West, including some museums and historical buildings like Mel Fisher's Shipwreck Museum, the Hemingway House. All those things are attractions here on Key West that are definitely memorable.
You know, so many times in RVing in New England, we talk about going up to Lubec, Maine, which is the easternmost point in the United States. You've got something that is equally as famous. Talk about that monument.
Sure. Yep. The southernmost point in the United States is right down there at the end of the island. It's a landmark. We're here at the end of the road, connected to the mainland by 42 bridges, about 120 miles away from the mainland, and it's a special place. To me, it kind of marks the end of the road there, mile zero. We're surrounded by the ocean, and that's what I fell in love with growing up here in Key West. I think that we have some incredible natural beaches, a variety of offshore islands with popular sandbars and wildlife. I think if you're planning a trip to Key West, getting out there on the water on a fishing trip, an eco tour, a sunset sail are absolutely a must while visiting Key West.
Well, it certainly sounds like that we're not going to be lacking anything to do when we make our trip down there in late February. And we want to thank you for joining us tonight in this brief segment. We're going to be talking to you a little bit later about other major events that are taking place in the area. But for now, let's get back to the show here on RVing New England. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, John.
So that was a great interview, and I'm going to run through a series of photos. We want to get to Bernie and talk about a little bit more about the show, but let's run through some quick video photos that they sent, and that was, I think, the original Boyd and Elsie that started the campground, and it's boydscampground.com. I put it in the chat. Check out that place. Over 200 RV sites
and 30 boat slips.
Yep.
So
and you're going to have a site. You're going to have a site like this, John, right? You're going to have a camp.
I hope so.
Yeah.
As long as there's not too close to the water, I wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah. So here's their original open event. Checked out these prices. Campsite, $1.50.
Extra adult, 50 cents.
Children, 25 cents. Electric, 50 cents. Boat and car wash, 50 cents. Holding tank, $1. Rates, week or monthly rates. So that was probably 60 years ago when they started.
Yeah.
Yeah, $3 you got it covered. Yeah.
There's some older ones, yeah. And Boyd's Key West Campground. And
right on the water.
Yeah. Nice. Now they've done the entrance over, done a nice job with that.
Resort.
Yeah. Look at that site. Man, imagine waking up to that in the morning. John's going to be broadcasting from there, or at least giving some updates while he is down there. There's another one.
I didn't realize the water was that still in the Keys like that.
Yeah, you just jump in, get up in the morning, jump in for your morning swim, head back out. Look at that layout.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how bad they were damaged with Hurricane Ian that came through that wiped out. I know they wiped out Fiesta Key, and a lot of those campgrounds down there a lot of them were wiped out. But there's your plot.
I don't think they got as bad as the people up in Fort Myers, where you couldn't even tell it was a campground.
Right, there was literally nothing left. You're right.
Concrete was gone.
Yeah. So again, we want to mention the sponsors who are so far signed up for this tour, and there's going to be a few more. We hope that join John on the tour and get him some good exposure for them as we talk about them weekly. And
well deserved. It's going to be a great trip.
Here's their check-in. And you're right, John. This reminds me a lot of Normandy Farms.
Oh, so much like Normandy Farms.
This is Boyd's Key West Campground. Welcome to paradise. Hi, welcome to Boyd's. Can we get you checked in?
That'd be great.
Wonderful. We have got you going into an inland full hookup site. I'm going to give you a few tips on our campground. We are here at the office. Our pool is out the door to the left. It's open till 10 o'clock every night. Our Cuban food truck to the right is open 6:30 to 2 for breakfast and lunch. And we have a laundry facility at the end of this building if you need it. It's open till 11. I see that you don't have a vehicle with you. We do offer bike rentals, scooter rentals, and also golf carts if you'd be interested in that to get around town. Just let us know. We can get it ordered for you and then they'll deliver it right to your site.
Welcome to Boyd's. Ready to get to your site?
Absolutely.
All right.
Excited.
Sounds good. Which site are you heading to?
Number 18.
Site 18. All right, I'm going to jump in the golf cart. If you want to follow me, we'll get you there. Looking good, looking good. That looks good.
Welcome to paradise.
The pineapple, the symbol of welcome.
Yeah. Pretty good.
They help them back in. I've never been to a campground that helps somebody back in.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, if you miss there, you're in the water. So they, but you know what?
It's called protecting your investment.
I had a long talk with Sean after we finished that taping, and you know, a family-run campground is special because the tone. You know, again, it goes back to a Normandy Farms type thing where the Daniels people have set a tone from the top that filters all the way down to the person who's cleaning the toilets. And that's important. You know, anybody who's camped, I'm sure, Walter, if you're still on, a clean bathroom is a symbol of a good campground. I don't care how big it is or whatever, but
Make a difference on the business. Mr. Kessler, our sponsor from RV Business and Woodhouse Campground Magazine, is joining us tonight. Thank you, Rick. And we look
one of
forward
the
to
benefits that RV Business will get out of this is that we will be doing a special interview over at the brand new Campers Inn, Lazy Days by Campers Inn. Did I get the right
Excited.
corporate name? Lazy
Powered
Days.
by Campers.
Powered by Campers Inn. And also, we're going to do something for our friend Ben Quiggle up at the campground, which has been reopened. The other people that were operating it had it closed for several years. They had units plugged into, not plugged in, but into the campground space. And that's going to be quite a thing.
Walter is apparently still on. We won't get to Key West this year, but definitely on our wish list. We are heading back out in 2 weeks for Fort Wilderness over at the House of the Mouse. Okay.
Yeah. I think Walter has an annual pass. I think they have those Florida passes for residents.
Yeah, it goes a lot.
Yeah.
Walter takes full advantage of it.
Good deal. They also, what a lot of people don't realize, they also have a big veterans program. They even have a hotel just for veterans down there.
Wow.
And as I study more about Disney down here, I learned that Chris says, make me want to bring my fifth wheel down for the winter. Well, that'll be your goal for next year, Chris. Get mom and head down.
If you want to go down for a week, they have fifth wheel rentals down there, and they have tiny houses and tent sites, etc. So you can still enjoy the RV lifestyle at Boyd's without having to drive 1,500 miles from New England.
Well, Mr. DiPietro, I know you're our esteemed guest tonight.
Oh, that's right.
But you didn't fly down.
Forgetting that I'm the guest.
You didn't fly down. You drove down, and RVers like to drive.
Right. But sometimes people don't have the time to do that, and if they find the cheap airfare down there, or they can, like right now, Worcester. Here's something. Worcester has a deal where they're just reinitiating. Is that a word? They're bringing back the Worcester to Fort Myers flight, and
just for the winter.
For the winter, but I think it still operates. They have a high-speed catamaran that goes from Fort Myers to Key West called the Key West Express, which we took 2 years ago. Yep. And you can stay there for a couple of days. I'll get some kind of referral code that give you guys a discount at Boyd's. But we're really looking forward to Boyd's because
So have you got your whole itinerary all picked out already, John?
well, sort of, kind of. We're going to stop at Daytona and see a little bit of the racing, and then we're going to head over to the Orlando, through Orlando, right into Tampa.
Okay.
And head over.
Now, is there any place that maybe we're not familiar with that you plan on going to? That's a little out of the path or whatever.
Well, one place that we're definitely going to. We don't know when yet, but
the Waffle House.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, we know that's a gimme, right?
We absolutely, positively, we will be stopping at every Buc-ee's along the way.
Right.
And there's one in South Carolina.
Or in South Carolina, Daytona Beach,
Jacksonville,
yeah,
and Daytona.
Right.
Any grandchildren along this time?
We have one grandchild is flying down. She's trying her first airline flight by herself.
Oh, there you go.
Flying from Worcester to Fort Lauderdale.
Mila, John?
Emila's coming, and she's been coming since she was under a year old. She's been camping with us. So,
is she going to fly back by herself, or is she going to come?
No, she's flying back. She's flying back. And here's an extra tip for you guys, which I didn't know, but I asked somebody at the Worcester airport, how can I get her to the gate? He said, it's simple. You go to the airport the day of, and you ask for a gate pass, which allows you, with proper identification, to go through security and take that young person right up to the gate and stay with him or her until the plane departs, and then come back out.
Yep.
Because what I was going to do in order to do that was buy an extra plane ticket and just not go on the plane.
Right.
Because Fort Lauderdale is a busy airport. Orlando's worse.
Well, I was kind of hoping you were going to bring George, because my grandson's coming down that exact week, and I was going to take a run down to Key West to see you.
The refrigerator isn't big enough to bring George.
Yeah. Emerson is Bobby's age.
Oh, Emerson is Bobby's age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
what does Walter mean with this note? Anybody know? And just think, nearly empty, 14 until
I-4. The I-4 was nearly empty until we got into Tampa.
Yeah, that's.
So you got through Orlando, Walter? You got through Orlando without it being a nut house?
Well, he doesn't actually go into Orlando from where he is at Davenport. He gets into.
He's already on the other side of it,
and then brings him down. Yeah. So
we hook up. Yeah, Dante, that's right.
TSA has allowed the unaccompanied minors to go to the gate for a while. Yeah, that's what Bobby's going to do.
Yeah, there's always congestion. Walter's scared him off.
If the doctors allow me to go to Daytona, which I hope they will, by that time I should be able to do some extensive stuff. But so far the plumbing is working fine, stents are working fine, so I hope that we'll be able to get up to Daytona to see our friends from Campers Inn. Ed Laturco's on.
Yeah.
We talked about him. Walter says, that's the other one I had. Chris says.
But here's one thing that I'll tell these people about that Zagami told me about, and it is a must stop if you're going anywhere from Fort Myers down to Naples. There's a restaurant, there's a supermarket called Seed to Table. Okay, right. I'm not going to get into the political aspects of it. You'll know about that when you get there. But it's a locally owned supermarket where you walk in and the fruit section will knock you over. And they have samples at every aisle, has samples. So you walk in and there's watermelon samples, then there's grapefruit samples, then there's bakery samples, etc. But they have a meat department where you go up to the meat counter and you pick out the exact steak that you want. None of the food is wrapped like in a regular supermarket. It's there behind the glass. You point to the butcher and you say, I want that steak. He wraps it up for you. He prices it. And then you go to the next area and they'll cook it for you. Okay. I want it medium rare. And then they'll deliver. They have 3 or 4 different kind of restaurants in there. They have Chinese. They have right, Bob, everything. Pizza,
sandwich bar. They have sushi. It's just unbelievable. You cannot come to Naples without going to Seed to Table. It is absolutely incredible.
That's
see
awesome.
the tape.
Yeah.
You know, so that's pretty cool. From nice campground from what I see. Yeah. So that Frank, yeah, get into the politics behind it. No, I'm not going to get into politics. Frank, we're going to have to stop by and see Frank. Last year,
yeah, go ahead.
when we got there, Frank had already left.
He's already down here. I'm going to have breakfast with him next week.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's already in he's in Fort Myers, but I think last year he left early.
Yeah, we try to keep politics out of the show, but let's just say that Alfie Oakes, who owns the facility, does not turn left. Right? He doesn't take any
There's
left.
no left turns in the store. Everything's to the right.
It is absolutely great wine collection. Got their own MAGA beer. You've got a whole display of MAGA beer.
Wow.
Live entertainment 7 nights a week. Entertainment 7 nights a week. And if you want wine and don't want to buy it by the glass, go to their wine department, buy the bottle of wine, bring it back. You know, they just tape the receipt to it, and they'll cork it for you or uncork it, whatever it is. They'll open it for you, and you have the wine with the steak that you had.
They have a
totally
coffee
unique.
bar. They have a coffee bar.
Yeah.
They have a beer bar. They have a wine bar.
Yeah, right.
Full service restaurants. So it's the craziest thing, especially once the football season's over. On Saturday and Sunday, people, that's their destination. They go there. They may have breakfast there. Andy Heck, who's got a place right down the street from me, Andy at Alpenhaus, he loves to go there for breakfast. And it's the people are walking around with their wine and their beer and doing their shopping.
Yeah.
Talking to everybody. It's the craziest thing. We should do a show on them one time. Now,
yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It's
from what Frank's comments were, have you been to Seat to Table, Frank?
He must have.
He must have found it. Yeah, we found it after a couple of years, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
So let's get to Bernie was nice enough to run around. Let's see what Walter says. I picked up my dad at the gate this year. TSA is allowing a few people every hour to get into the secure side of the airport. Orlando calls it MCO experience. Works well if you need to be in the airport 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. That's interesting. So, Bernie, I know you were nice enough to do an incredible video of your displays in the show.
Let's go see it.
Let's go see it.
Hit the tape.
Here we are at the Thomas Menino Exposition Center here in Boston. It is Wednesday afternoon at 5 p.m. and this is the Campers Inn booth. It goes on and on and on. All these rows that you're looking back with those couple of guys back there, that's all our stuff. Just keeps on going back. Yeah, we have the Forest River, we have Grand Design, we have Rockwood, and I saw some Keystone Alpines, Keystone Sprinter. We have these nice fifth wheels over here. As we cut through, you're going to see Sport Trek back there. And then we got all the motorhomes. We have Murata. And here's those Alpines that I was talking about. The Paradigms, the Alliance products. We have a full lineup of them. We have Super Cs galore. I can see a Dynamax over here on the right side. And then here's another one, the Europa. That's a big beauty. That's a real nice one. And this looks like the Lineage LVT1 Class B motorhome. Another Dynamax motorhome. It's another Paradigm over here. And as we make the corner, we have the Lineage M series along with several Renegade products. This is the Verona. This is absolutely insane. The Valencia. I see a Tiffin Allegro. I see a Tiffin Allegro Bay back there. All kinds of crazy stuff. Here's the Europa by Coachman, and here's an open road as well. And my buddy Kobe. What an amazing setup we have over here in Boston tonight. So guys, if you want to see a selection of high quality motorhomes, this is the place to be. Come down Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Monday.
This is Boyd's Key West Campground.
Hey.
Bernie, great job. There's one thing. Bernie used a word. I said, And I wrote it right down. He said, "We're in the Campers Inn booth." Bernie, that's a hell of a lot more than a booth.
We're in the campers. We're in the campers
Yeah,
in
it's
building.
pretty much half the show. Pretty much half the show. And just so much. I didn't even get down most of those rows. I just kind of said, "Oh, there's the end of 6 or 7 rows over there." And that was all the travel trailers and more fifth wheels. And yeah,
How many RVs did you wind up finally taking to the show?
I think we're about 112.
112, and
About 112, yeah.
I think Pete's is going to have over 100, and Cold Springs is there, and it's
Yeah, Longview's there, right?
Longview usually he's bringing motorhomes.
Right.
Tim Christensen from Tim's RV is going to have the Soaring Eagle truck campers. Yeah, there's a great selection of people that.
Yeah, Truck Camera Warehouse is in there too. They got a small display.
Yeah, that's the first time that they've come. Seacoast RV, if you want to buy a park model, they will have their park model. They'll also be announcing a relationship with a new park model resort going into Ross Road in Old Orchard Beach. Blue Compass is back. Crowley RV's got from the looks of the map, it doesn't look like a big display. So I don't know how many RVs he's known for his Class B and travel trailers. So I don't know what he's bringing in. That's right next to the seminar area. And you should be able to see our friends Kevin and Patrice McCabe with RV There Yet TV. They're doing several.
Oh yeah.
Wait
to see those guys again.
Yeah, the Campers Inn and Pete's RV together are 2/3 of the show, over 200 units. So that's a hell of a reason. It's a hell of a reason to go to Boston this week. Now, when you were loading them in today, Bernie, and you had a chance to do your video tour,
so I was surprised on how much they had accomplished because I couldn't get there till just about 5 minutes of 5.
Well, you were probably too busy selling RVs.
Yeah, I was working the store, but with that being said, they couldn't get in there this morning until 6. So they usually go a day ahead of time to put all the tape down for all the rows and everything like that. And they couldn't get in there. So Mark Hamill and Greg Kukowski got there at 6 a.m., marked all the rows. And then Mark put a picture on Facebook at maybe 9:45, and they already had 20 units in there, which I said, that's astounding that it started off that smoothly.
Wow.
I was just like, wow, how did they do that?
Hey, the weather was good today to move in.
Wait, are they still using the one door to come in, or does Pete's have a different door on the other hall?
There's 2 doors to get in the building now.
Yeah, okay, because we've been
because we're all the way to the back, so we can go through that main, like the tail of the place, and go right through there.
The back, yeah,
and that's where we were setting up. So we actually used both access points to get in there.
Well, I think John's going to try to get by with Bill Sell to say hello to the dealers, and
that would be great. I'd love to see you guys.
Yeah, well, he's probably going to scoop a couple of interviews while he's in there. And
I thought you were going to say snacks.
It's always a fun weekend, so hopefully the weather doesn't put a damper on the plans, and people will come out in droves. I know Florida's expecting to break their all-time attendance record, so maybe we'll have another chance at doing it in Boston also. So it's a great time to, if you haven't been to Boston for a long time, it's a great time to go down North End for dinner at La Dolce Vita, or Puglisi's, or one of the great Italian restaurants in the North End, and then head over to the Seacoast and spend your day looking at which RV you want to buy.
Seaport, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going to be an amazing weekend for sure. And John, it's going to be breezy and brisk on Friday, but hopefully we'll make the best of it for you.
Well, we'll make it in. Once we get in, we're fine.
All right, Bill Sell says, looking forward to meeting up with Uncle Bernie and many others Sunday at the Boston show. Time to talk the experience at Gillette Stadium, something coming in 2027 that Bill and I are working on, and it's going to be super special, and I think we're going to get a lot of interest for it. Frank says,
that sounds incredible.
He hasn't been to Seed to Table yet.
Oh, well, Yeah.
Where we go. Yeah. That's because I didn't want to bring up the politics.
Frank, you're such a nice guy, and I'll reiterate this next week when we have breakfast. We'll meet up when you decide to take your first venture. I will give you a personalized tour, and we will check out the beer bar and the wine bar, and show you the ropes at Seed to Table. So,
yeah. So we're all looking forward to this show. I know Walter's looking forward to Florida, and we're looking forward to camping in Florida after that. So you buy your camper in New England, then you go camping in Florida.
right, there you go.
Plenty of time to do it. And you know what, folks? A few years ago, right after the what do you call that thing? Pandemic, we did a tour called the Do It Now Tour.
Right.
Do It Now Tour. And you know what it all boils down to is buy your RV now, travel with it now. If you already own one, there's nothing worse than an RV that sits in a yard for 48 weeks of the year. I mean, there's no point of buying it if you're going to do that. But you got to travel because you never know what year is going to be your last year that you can travel. If you're over 50 years old, everybody is one doctor's office visit away from saying, sell the trailer because you're not going to be able to go anywhere. You're going to have to be coming here for treatments for the next, several months. So, you know what?
I can relate to that.
Yep. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than being able to, look across the campfire and see your kids or your grandkids or other adults smiling because the campfire does something to you that is magic. And, Jim Rogers told us that when he was president of when he was president of KOA many, many years ago. He said, the magic is in the campfire. So whether you travel in a motorized, whether you travel in a pop-up, whether you, pitch a tent, the magic, Bernie, wouldn't you say it's in the campfire?
Oh, absolutely. That's where it culminates the day, right? You had a busy day by the pond, the lake, on the kayak, whatever it may be. You've cooked some great food and you spend some time with some wonderful people and you sit there and just like dwell in the wonderful time you had and do it in such a relaxed fashion. There must be a chemical reaction to that campfire because it
Absolutely
lowers the blood pressure.
If you get a comfortable recliner, you sit down, start looking at that campfire, and the next thing you know, if it's not a big crowd, if you're entertaining, you can't.
And it's morning.
you put your head back exactly, and you are out like a light. And
Doesn't take smell of those.
Sleep under the stars.
The thing is, it can be 85 degrees out, but everybody still has a campfire.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
shows what ails
our audience knows that, and we're looking forward to that. We want to thank Mary Haban at visitfloridakeys.com for setting up so much of the stuff that we'll be doing. And
absolutely,
she'll be joining us on the show next week to tell us more because there's more to the Florida Keys than just Key West.
Oh, it's amazing.
I think it's like a 150-mile stretch from Key Largo to.
Have you been there, Bernie?
To Key West.
I haven't.
You got to take me. It's one of the nicest parts of the United States of America. If you go to Key West and you can't have fun and enjoy every minute of it,
then you better go to a doctor.
Yeah, go to the doctor instead because
have your pulse checked.
We talked about shows, and this was the listing that you've got for the next, say, 3 or 4 months. We got Boston, got Hartford coming up January 30th to February 1st. So I think next week we'll have Joe Gonzalez, who does the Hartford show. I think we'll have him on. Worcester, which is not a Worcester RV show per se, but it's the Camping World Ultimate Tailgate Show. That's in January. And of course, the Big E, the Springfield RV Camping and Expo and Outdoor Show, February 13 and 16. Providence is a small show in Providence, February 20 to 22nd. 2 shows in New Hampshire, 1 in Vermont. And this weekend there's what they call the Yankee Sportsman Classic up in Vermont, and I know Meckelson's RV is exhibiting up there. They're not going to be in Boston. Then you get the Mohegan Sun Show, which Joe Gonzalez also does, and finish up in Maine the early part of April. So every week from now until at least April 11th to 12th, we will be reporting on the shows and trying to promote all of our dealers that are in the shows. And John will be reporting on his way down to onto Key West, and he does great interviews. He's been to a lot of the campers in facilities before. He'll do that again and talk about what's hot for those guys and locations, and probably going to stop in Myrtle Beach and Georgia and some of the other places on the way down to it. Yeah. Do you know yet? Do you know now which campers in locations you're going to be stopping at?
We're definitely going to be in Tampa at the mothership in Tampa. We're going to stop at.
You mean Jacksonville?
No, I'm sorry, the big one, the big baby at Lazy Days, powered by
Lazy Days in Seffner. Yeah,
Seffner, Florida, and we'll be stopping in Selma, North Carolina, to get de-winterized, because we're winterized now thanks to Ryan Hadley, and then we'll get de-winterized down there thanks to Campers Inn. So,
well, I did see a picture today of Ben Hirsch and Jeff Hirsch, Bob Tiffin and Lee Tiffin, and I understand that they did. One of the other things that Lazy Days had was they had what they called the Crown Club, and anybody who spent over $250,000 for a motorhome had their own club within the complex, and their own service department, their concierge service. And Campers Inn did some kind of an event with the Tiffin owners at the Crown Club.
Oh, over at
yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard it was pretty good. They had prime rib and some great, antipasti kind of grab and go appetizers and stuff like that. And
for people who have never been to the original Lazy Days that have no idea what it is. I mean, it's truly the Disneyland. It was the Disneyland, and I know Jeff and Ben have every intention of restoring it to its early fame, but the Crown Club that they had at Lazy Days was bigger than most regular dealers. That was just part of the complex.
Yep.
So they served breakfast, they served lunch, they had the campground, hundreds and hundreds of RVs.
And then some investment bankers got involved in it. And what did? They got rid of all that stuff, including the campground, including the lunchroom that used to bring people in for a cheap hot dog, and they ended up buying a $40,000 camper.
Yeah, and they thought they were going to duplicate it across the country, which they didn't, and they drove it into the ground, and they finally had to sell the assets, and up stepped Jeff Hirsch and Ben Hirsch and said, "We'll take those assets. We'll put those under the Campers Inn umbrella." So it's going to be a fun time to watch how they.
It's going to be amazing what happens over the next several years. I can't even imagine.
Absolutely. Well, guess what, guys? It is
8
o'clock. 8:00. John, thanks for being our special guest tonight. We don't get a chance to see you too often, but we certainly appreciate you joining the show. And Uncle Bernie, always good to have your color commentary.
It's time for my dinner, boy. I missed out on that for you guys.
I'm not losing anybody here.
You going out to eat now, Bernie?
Yeah, I'm just going to go downstairs. They have a smash burger or something, or a salad. I don't know. It's going to be something like
$20, $30.
That show, yes, Walter, that show is at the Champaign Valley Expo Center. It's called the Yankee Sportsman Classic. What's that? Yeah, at the Expo. Another great show. Have a great night, everyone. Walter, who's not here this week? We're in Vermont, in Exeter, Vermont, right? Champaign Valley Expo Center.
Outside of Burlington.
Yeah, just outside it if you're going up that way. Yeah.
Right next to Pete's.
Yeah, who didn't come on today was Don Hawes.
They're moving up here.
Huh?
They're moving to Nashua. They'll be in my backyard.
Yeah. Best of luck at the Boston. Uncle Bernie, have to call it a night. Great show, guys. Let's go camping. Attaboy, Frank. Chris.
Okay, everybody.
Yeah.
We're good.
Sounds good. We're good, guys. So
Thanks
we're
so
going to
much
be
for
out of
joining us.
here. And
I should be saying
really
that.
appreciate everybody joining us and having a great time. And we will see you down the road.
Have a great day.
Have a do.